Hey YouTubers, it's Dan. This is first video of many hopefully to come. I have a 2010 5.4 3-valve F250. Had it for almost 6 years now. It's been a great truck. But recently, in the last year, had about 227,000 on it. And I had the famous chain slap. So I did my little research and saw how to do the job and all that good stuff. There's a lot of good information on here. So I went ahead and pulled it apart. I'm a diesel guy by trade, big stuff. So I got in there and found the famous plastic tensioners with the seal on the back blew out. So that was my issue. So I did a little research and I, worked with a guy that worked at Ford for a little bit, and he told me to go with these metal ratcheting tensioners. He told me these were the latest and greatest. So that's what I went with. I bought the kit. If you can, buy a very good quality kit. If you can, buy the Ford kit. Don't buy the cheap $200 kits because they will burn you. I would definitely recommend that. But back to the tensioners here. They came with these plates. I asked the guy, I've asked a number of guys, no one seemed to could answer the question. Do you use the plates or not? And he kind of said, well, if it came with the tensioner, you should use them. So I realized they're for oil supply. They only go one way or the other. As you can see, there's your oil supply hole. The problem was, my right side tensioner over here on the passenger side of the engine, where the oil supply hole is, on my truck, it is in this area here. So this tensioner didn't get any oil supply. So this failed in a couple weeks. So I had to rip the front cover off again and go into it again. Change this tensioner. The company I bought the kit from, they warranted it. They sent me another tensioner out. Put it all back together. I would say about 6 months down the road, driving down the road, and all of a sudden I lose all kinds of power. I can feel it in the pedal, and lo and behold, this tensioner blows out on me. Totally came apart, as you can see, lost all its pieces. Broke the chain, chewed up the lower gear, chewed up my tone ring. So had to come back into it again. So I bought another kit. Actually ended up pulling the engine because I wanted to go through the heads and all that good stuff. It's a non-interference engine, which is great. But I wanted to be safe and sorry, and with being over 100-some thousand miles, I figured I'd go through it. So that's what I did. I got a picture here of the actual failure. There's the tensioner that failed on me. The guts fell out of it. The chain broke. The tone ring's a little chewed up. You can't really see it too well, but the gear behind it was really bad. But yeah, I was able to make it home on 4 cylinders, luckily. So that's what I did. I ended up putting it all back together. And here we have it all back together. I went with the plastic tensioners on the way back together. So about a week ago, I had the famous P0011 code and P0021 code for timing, advance, and all that good stuff. As you can see, I put brand new VCT solenoids in it when I put it back together. They're cheapos offline, got them off eBay, and as you can see, try to get this close as I possibly can, that screen is gone. Probably in there somewhere. There's no seals in here. I mean, the machine work alone is what seals it all up. So this was sticking, doing all kinds of good stuff. I stopped at a red light. It was spitting and sputtering, tried to slow out on me. I pulled over, unplugged them, was able to make it home. So I threw Ford ones in. I found Ford ones off eBay for a good price. That fixed that problem. Then, a couple of days later, I had a weird miss. And when I put it all back together, I threw 8 new spark plugs in it, Motorcraft. And I had a weird kind of sound like an exhaust leak, kind of squealy belt kind of noise. It was a very weird noise, but it'll kind of make sense in a minute when I explain to you what I found. So I'm trying to listen around for it, and I can hear it kind of on the top intake manifold side of it. So I'm going down the passenger side. Number 3 coil, if I held down on it, it would actually pulsate up and down. And when I held down the rubber, the noise would kind of get muffled. So I pulled the coil out, and this is what I found, because I didn't have a check engine light with this problem. And I'll explain to you why. The spark plug actually came apart. It's not attached to the metal anymore. As you can see, there's the tip. So when it went up on the compression stroke, it would actually still fire, but compression would come out through here, up the spark plug, and try to push out through the rubber. And that's where that weird noise was coming from. So this was my issue with the misfire, but no check engine light. So I thought that was interesting. So I hope this video helps some guys out. If your truck's running with these issues, you might want to look into a couple of these things. I would recommend checking oil pressure also. I put a new pump on when I did my engine job here, but as you can see, that's your oil pressure switch there. It's in this aluminum manifold that actually holds the oil filter on. So there is coolant and oil going through this manifold, but that's your switch there for your oil pressure. You'd have to tap into that to check your oil pressure. Another note you want to make sure, if you ever take this manifold off, this front gasket here, the kit comes with 2 different gaskets. Please make sure you put the right one in. I didn't, and this thing leaked like a sieve. I guess it was the 4.6 gasket and the 5.4. Maybe they're different. I don't know. If anybody knows, hit me up in the comments. But that's what I found. I had a couple issues here, and it seemed like it was all just defective parts at this point. So I hope this helps a couple guys out. And let me know what you think about these tensioners. The guys I talked to swear by them, but I've actually had 2 failures with them now, and I won't reuse them. So I hope this helps some guys, and talk to you later. And like and subscribe for some future videos. Take care.